Hey guys, welcome to Closet Contour. This is my new channel. This is my first vid and my new vid. Okay, what we're going to be doing today. So let's jump right on into it. I am not a new crochet artist. I've been actually designing for years now, since 2017. I ended up, of course, coming out with a website. Wanted to get into fashion a little bit more, wanted to find my niche a little bit, so I would start tapping into crocheting. Loved it. I've been on the hook ever since then. So what I want to do today is just go ahead and show you guys my what we're going to be making today, okay? Which is going to be a niche halter top, okay? Any color you guys want. This is 100% cotton, okay? When it comes to this yarn, I did get 100% cotton or whatnot. The weight of it is 4. The hook size that's recommended on the pack does say 5. Me, I'm going to use a 4.5, okay? Also, you're going to need measuring tape. Now, before we even get started, the first thing first is make sure you have all your extensions, yarn, your hook, pair of scissors, measuring tape. You can also have your some pins. You have pins as well for your to let you know where you started and stopped. But in this project, it's easy. Trust me, beginner friendly, where you would not need any pins at all. You can follow along and catch on pretty fast. I'm pretty sure anybody that's experienced, I'm pretty sure you don't already have made this top or you want to make it, you're gonna catch on in no time because you're already experienced, so you already know. Beginner friendly, you're gonna catch on as well. No worries. What you want to do is that one. Take that in front of that first breast for me. Okay, hold it right there. You want to go down a little bit. Okay, go down a little bit. Take that all the way from the back. There you go. You want to leave some space in the middle. Okay, so let's leave space in the middle because this is going to be your back. So you want to have room to that string to go ahead and tie your halter top together. So you want to have a little space so it can fit perfectly. So let's go ahead, move these braids out the way, Lord. And I want to do it to right there. So I would say I am a 33, okay? So you see the one is right there. Not directly on my breast, but a little bit in the middle, directly right there in the front of my breast. This right here is the same. That 33 is directly right there in the front of my breast. And I have a little room gap to go ahead and tie my straps when it comes to my halter top, okay? So you see that room gap, correct? That's how much you want to have. You want to stop right there. So what you want is, since this is 33, I want my strap to be about this long. Really, since this is yarn, I don't go to 33. What I'm finna go ahead and do is go to 31. I'm gonna go to 31 because for me, I want mine to fit perfect. I want it to fit. I don't want any extra room, anything. So I want it to fit. So I do size down 2 or 3 sizes, or a size, not 2 or 3, but I'm sorry, 1 or 2 sizes down. So it can give me that perfect fit, okay? Because like we all know, yarn can stretch. Some of it won't. So it's depending on what type of yarn you have as well. So it's not a certain or type of yarn that you have to have for any type of project. You can use any yarn you want. Just make sure if it stretches, I would double down, size down. If it fits and then you know it's going to fit, of course, you want that exact size, okay? Just a little tip for you guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our chain. What we want to do is make our chain, like I said. So you can count your chains if you want, or you can just go ahead and chain it, measure it to your point on that measuring, on the measure, okay? To measure it out, the stopping point that you came up with, okay? So we want to make our chain. For anybody, you want to just go ahead and start with that slip knot and go ahead and start making that chain. Some of you guys that are maybe beginner friendly, what you want to do is go back and try to get down to your chains. Get down that chain, because your chain is always your base. That's always your base point, starting point. Sometimes it might be a loop, magic ring, whatever, but you still want to go ahead and learn how to get that chain, okay? You don't want your chain to be too tight. You don't want it to be too loose. So let's go ahead and chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 20, 21, 24, 25, 25, 26, 27. I hate when that happens sometimes. 7, 8, 9, 30. 31, 37, 38, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. I want to stop at 60. You don't want to measure it, which I'm pretty sure it's not long enough. It's just like it's going to be long enough for my back. So I know for a fact I'm going to have to measure somewhere that's 60 right there, right? Alright, so what you're going to do is just keep chaining until you get to your desired length, and I'm going to meet you guys back, okay? Alright, guys, so we are back we are at the ending, okay? You see it's pretty long. And this is, I ended up chaining 116, and it fits perfect. Let me show you guys. Like I said, you want to leave that little space. Make sure it's hitting that back, the mid of your back. Make sure it's hitting it right. And then you're going to take, of course, this end and this. You're going to put it, space right there. Perfect. I got enough space right here where I need to go ahead and be able to close off with my straps, okay? All right, next step is what we're going to do now is we're going to do a half double in all of these spaces, okay? All right. So we're going to skip the first loop, skip that first one, and the second one right here. That's what we're going to do our half double. Okay. Make sure you guys can see this. Okay. So that's what it's looking like for now. Okay. All right. So you see, so basically what we have. This is what your double crochet should look like. That was the back. It's the front. Okay. So we're going to just keep doing our half double crochets all the way down, okay? And by the time you get to the bottom, okay, I'm going to show you the next step. Now, guys, I don't like sitting here, you know, even when I'm just looking at the camera. Y'all really can't talk back, but I'll be seeing comments and things in that sort. Can anybody tell me where you guys are from? How long you guys been crocheting? I just want to say once again, welcome to my channel. And trust me, my channel will improve. This is my first vid. My first, so. And I'm going to speed it up here in a minute. I don't really like going too fast since I'm on camera. So anybody that's following me, you know, I don't go too fast for them. But coming up in the next video, of course, I'm not gonna go too fast. But I like to work. I don't like too slow. Okay? But I know how to be. So females, you know, for people can pay attention. But basically, I'm just showing you guys what I'm making. Next video is gonna be a little bit more detailed. That way you guys can actually see me and follow along. I still want to be more in the camera this time around. Just to be able to introduce myself, you know. You guys see me, you know, who you're talking to. Or who you're listening to. And yeah, I feel like I'm a boss at this for real. Like, I've been doing this for so long, and then on top of that, of course, I'm gonna be posting up my site for you guys. It's under construction, my Etsy site, so I'm just trying to get that back up and going, which I can with no issues, but I'm a perfectionist, guys, so it's like I'm trying to wait and get certain things out first before I even advertise that I want certain things to be on there. And yeah, anywho, so when I do get that together, I'm gonna be posting where to shop for me, selling some of my patterns as well. Show you guys. So I just wanted to get on here talking and just let you guys know who I am. You know, I'm not a quiet person, trust me. So I'm pretty sure you guys would enjoy. So let's go ahead and finish this up and make it all the way down to the bottom. Okay, y'all should be at the last. We're gonna have one more after that. Let's put one more double right there. We do our half a double, so remember that. All right, so you want to chain one, turn your work, and repeat the same thing, okay? Now, we're gonna continue doing this same half double. When you get to the end, you're gonna chain one, you're gonna turn your work, and you're gonna keep going until the desired length that you want to cover your breast, okay? So we want to keep going with the same pattern until you cover your breast part, okay? And then I'm gonna meet you back. I'm thinking I'm maybe a good 8 rows. So I'm normally, like I said, between a small and a medium. So if you are that exact same size, you can follow my exact measurements and pattern. I mean, not pattern, but measurements for yours as well. If you're not, then you want to go up some. All right, right, so I'll meet you guys back at the end. Just keep on following the same pattern, and we're gonna meet you at the end of your desired rows that you like, okay? All right, guys, so we are at the last two, okay? So let's go ahead and do our half double in these last two. Okay, so we did that. Okay, so your panel should look something like this. Okay, because what we want to do is make sure it's covering up our breast area. Okay, so that's good, right? It's covering it up. Make sure it's covering up that breast area, okay? So I did about 12 rows. Let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 rows. Take that back. I said 11 rows, okay? So you just do how many rows to your desire, like I was telling you guys, okay? You might not want to cover your full breast. You might not want to be a little bit shorter, have a little bit of that breast skin out. However you want to design it is to your liking, okay? So after you do your desired rows that you like, now it's time to do the niche effect, okay? So what we're going to do is we want to chain 5, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have chain 5. We want to flip it, turn our work. And what we want to do is we want to skip 2. Okay, 1, 2. You want to do it in that third chain. So we want to go and do our double into that third chain. Okay, so that's our first hole. Okay, so you want to chain 2, 1, 2, because you're skipping 2. So you want to chain 2. Okay, so 1, 2. You want to go over, skip 2, 1, 2. That third one, do your double. 1, 2, chain 2. All right, we have our second hole, you see. All right, let's skip 2, 1, 2. In that third hole, we're going to do our double. 1, 2. All right, over, 1, 2, third, another double. And this is how you perfect the niche look, okay? 1, 2. All right, look at that. Okay, so we have that niche effect. So what I want you guys to do is finish this row, and I'm going to meet you at the end of the row to show you how to do the next row. Okay, guys, so we are at our end, okay? So we have one more, okay? So what you want to do, you want to go ahead and do a double in that last stitch, okay? All right, so do a double in that last stitch right there. And we want to go ahead and do our chain of 5 to start our next row. Oopsie, let me redo that one. All right, so just got to do it on double. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Turn. This is gonna be our second row on how we're gonna do this. All right. So what you want to do is you want to chain into the chain. Okay. Chain to that first chain right there to make your first one. 1, 2. All right, so you want to chain into this next one. Chain into that next hoop to make your next niche stitch. Do another double. 1, 2. Okay. So you see how it actually matches up on your second row. So this is how it's going to look, okay? And what you want to do is you want to keep going across to finish this second row. And I'm going to meet you at the end, okay? Guys, I don't like that stitch. Let's go ahead and take that down. Sorry. Let's go back and remember I was saying that. So what I just said, scratch that. on this first. Remember this first row, okay? You know you have one chain right here. Let's go ahead and do our double stitch in that last chain, okay? Bam. Looks good. Let's do that double stitch in that last chain. Chain off 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn that. All right, we're redoing this one, okay? And now how you see, it's even, looks way better. You don't have the extra hole right there at the end. I did not like that. I'm more of a perfectionist, and I had to go back and redo it. So I wanted you guys to do the same thing, okay? So take that down, go back and chain on that last one. This is the second row starting your niche, okay? So we're gonna do our next double. And what we're gonna do is double into this hole, okay? Not right here, this one. So do your double stitch right there. One, two. Another stitch is going to be in the next hole. One, two. Next stitch is going to be in this hole. One, two. Over. Next double in this hole. One, two. Now you're not doing half of a double. When it comes to the niche, you're doing a double stitch, okay? So that's what you want to do. You want to do your double stitches, and it looks good. Oh my God, this looks very good. I'm loving it. So it's going to look like this. This is how it should look, okay? I'm trying to, that way you guys can see it. It should look something like this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and catch you guys at the end of this row so we can do our next row together, okay? So you basically, what you're going to do is just chain each stitch, chain 5. When you get to the end, turn, start back chaining each stitch in each hole so it can line up properly, you know, line up evenly. So all your holes can be evenly. So you want to just chain each stitch in each of these holes, okay? Chain 5, turn your work again, chain it again. So we want to do about, I say 4 to 5 rows of this or your desired look that you want this niche to stop. And the rows, when you get done doing your desired rows, meet me back at this pointing stop, and then we're going to go ahead and move to the next, and we're going to start working on that niche at the top. At the top, we're going to go ahead and have to decrease, and I can show you how to do that next. Now, guys, we are on the second row, okay? We are at the end, towards the end. Now, you see you have normal hooks like you do to put on the, you got this last one, correct? What we're going to do, we're going to count from this starting point, count the third stitch going up, and that's what you want to hook it to, which is going to be this very first stitch, okay? So you see you have 1, 2, 3. That's where we want to stitch our chain. So we're going to do a slip stitch. You want to slip stitch your chain right there, okay? So basically, slip stitch, you don't have to go over, okay? You're going to go into that third chain, third loop, grab, pull, boom, your slip stitch, okay? We're going to take that back. We don't want to slip stitch that. We want to go ahead and do a double into that last chain. Do your double into that last chain to make that. Okay, you see? Bam. So you want to do 1, you want to count 1, 2, 3. And regardless of what kind of common sense is going to always go into that very first, very first chain on that. Very first hook on that chain, on that row. So now we're going to go and count 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And excuse me, I got a little tongue tied there. At least y'all know this video is authentic, unfiltered. You know, because we are human, we make mistakes. So, hey. All right. Now, we're going to start doing our next row. What you're going to do, like I said, chain into the next loops on your chain to make everything add up evenly, okay? So this is our progress on what we have now. I'm going to go ahead and do my next 3 rows, and I'm going to go ahead and meet you guys at the end. So like I was saying, I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time. This video might not be too beginner friendly. More of you have to already know your chain stitch to be able to kind of follow along with me. I am going to try my best to make more beginner friendly videos, okay? But for the people that's already kind of more advanced and you actually know my account, you actually can look at my video, see what I'm doing. You can actually hear me and know what I'm saying when it comes to our stitches. You'll be able to follow along easily because this shirt is very easy to make. But I will, from now on, try to make more beginner-friendly videos. Like I stated, this is the first video, okay? So show me some love, like and subscribe, and I will be coming with more detailed videos as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish this row, and I'm going to catch you at the end, okay? Okay, guys, so we are done. We already got all of our rows. This is what it should look like, okay? So I did 8 rows at the bottom. Okay, so you can do your desired rows that you like. If you want to do less, you can do less. So I did 8 rows. So it fits like that. Okay, we're going to start working on the top, which is going to be decrease. Okay, so you see where I have my 2 pins, you could put 2 stitch marks. So I was incorrect. You will need 2 stitch marks, okay, to know where your point is going to start for your top. So you do need stitch marks for your top, okay? So grab 2 of them. You can cut 2 pieces, small pieces of yarn. You can do what I'm doing as well. And I just have these here, you know, my 2 hooks. I got 2 hooks. Just put them in there easily. So I wanted to start right here. That's going to the back. So you see where my hooks is at, okay? It's more like a V. I want it to be a V because we're going towards the neck. We're going up like this. So you want it to like curve a little bit. So I will go a little bit in front of your armpits, okay? You want to count like 4 or 5 stitches in front of your armpits and stitch it right there. Make sure your number is really not going to be even in the front. So what you want to do is count your numbers on each side from where your mark is, okay? So where I have my hook right here, I want to make sure all of this is even. So I already counted. I am at 32. My hook is stitched 33, okay? This side is even as well. I already had counted. I'm in my 33rd stitch, and this is 32. So both sides are even. Okay, so you want to make sure both of your sides on each end is even. For your middle top to be even as well. Okay, so let's start and do that. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to just go through your hook, take a piece of yarn. Okay, you want that yarn to go through that hook. And we're going to just go ahead and tie it. Take that yarn and chain 3. We're going to work on the top. We're not doing 5. We're doing our decrease, okay? So let's chain 3. All right. And we're going to skip 2. 1, 2. We're going to put our chain in that 3rd one. And we're going to do our regular mesh stitch on this row. On the 2nd row is when we're going to decrease at the end, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so we're going to do 1, 2, skip 2, 1, 2, put it in that 3rd one. 1, 2. And just want to keep skipping 2, do a double in that third loop, and then 1, 2 right there. And then let's go ahead and crochet over 1, 2, and then we're going to hook in that third loop right here. 1, 2, 1, 2, chain over, skip your 2, 1, 2, put it in that third. All right, so we back on we finished our first row. We're gonna start the second row. So what you want to do is chain 3. Okay, so we're gonna start this row normal. When we get to the end of this second row, that's when I'm gonna show you how to do that decrease at the end. Okay, for this little small hoop. All right. All right, so we are at the end on our second row. Okay, we're towards the end on the second row. So I'm gonna show you how to do this decrease. Now we have our chain stitch where we need to go ahead and chain right there. Okay, this one this is gonna start the decrease. So you don't want to go through all 3. You just want to go through that first one. Leave those 2 strings on the hook. Okay, you want to go over, and then what we're gonna do is go through this third chain right here. Okay, so you want to count 1, 2, 3, and go through this third chain right here on this niche hook. Okay, so count the third one right there, and make sure you try not your best to do the third one tight, because you have to get your hook through there. Okay, so you want to go over, and then you want to go through all 3, and that's how you got your decrease. Okay, so you want to chain the 2, 1, turn your work, and you want to start this row as a regular niche stitch. Okay, so you just want to go to this one, not the first one, go over here, because that's basically you're skipping, and go ahead and start your double. You want to chain 2, 1, 2. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. Okay, all right, so make sure you do your decrease at the end. I'll meet you at the end on this row. Okay, to show you one more time. Okay, so we're back towards the ending. Okay, so I have 2 more to do. So let's do this one, and then we're going to do this decrease at the end, so I can show you guys one more time how to do it. 1, 2. All right, so this is going to be our last chain, right? So we're going to stitch through this as normal. Okay, and you're going to only go through 1. You're going to have those 2 on the hook still, correct? All right, so they're going to chain over, and we're going to go through that third hook that I was telling you guys that you have to make sure it's loose. Okay, not too loose, but you want to be able to go through it with your hook. You know, it's pretty fat at that head. All right, so chain over through 2, and then go back over and chain through all 3. Okay, so that's your decrease. Okay, so we just did another decrease. So this, all of your rows, you want to do a decrease, okay? When it comes to your top, decrease the top. So that's another decrease stitch that we just did. So let's go ahead and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to turn our work again. And what we're going to do is regular stitch, okay? So all we're doing is another regular stitch. When we get to this end, we're going to do the decrease. So as you notice, the pattern is start off with the regular stitch at the same pointing end that you just got done doing your decrease. So every end is going to have its decrease, okay? So that's the good thing about it is some people's thinking, why not start it with the decrease? No, you don't want to do that because you just ended it with the decrease. So why start it with a decrease when you just ended it with one, okay? Because trust me, it's always even out and pans out the same. So chain 2, and you want to just go ahead and keep going. I'm going to do probably about 9 rows for my top. You can do as many rows as you want to your liking. When we get to the top, I will show you what's the next step, okay? So go ahead and finish this step and do your rows. Do not forget to do your decrease at each ending of your row, okay? All right. And I'm going to go ahead and see you guys at the ending, okay? When we get done with our top. Okay, so we are at our ending row. So I did 9 rows, ladies, for the top, the decrease rows. So what you want to do is go ahead and tie this off, cut that, and string through, tie it. Alright, so it should look something like this. At the top, the decrease rows. Okay, so we have that. So now we're going to start our border around the neckline, okay? All right. What I'm going to do first. I'm going to go ahead and chain 15, okay? So let's start with a slip knot. We're going to chain 15. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we have 15 stitches, okay? We just chained. I want to do a slip knot. I want to turn my work because I want this piece to be in the back, which it don't matter because I'm going to tuck it anyways and hide it. So it really doesn't matter what way is what. So I'm going to turn it back. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a slip knot into this very first chain, okay, on this mesh hook, okay. I'm going to do count to 3. 1, 2, 3, and it's going to be at that end, that corner. So let's do a slip knot. Right at that corner. Okay. Third. This is a double tight and pull it through. You have this at that end connected already. So it's connected as you can see, okay? What we're going to do, we're going to do single stitches all the way across until we get to this other end to do our other latch. Go in, hook, and like I said, we're going to each crochet for each stitch to do the singles. It's pretty tight right there, but hey. Okay, so this is our last stitch. It's going to be right here. Okay. So we got our last stitch, as you can see. That's on that end, and I'm going to do another single to make sure it's on there good. So I do 2 singles at this end, okay? Alright, so what we're going to do is count another 15. And 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, so we got 15, right? To match our other end, which is 15. Okay, so we got the 15 in both. What we're going to do is turn around. And now in each of these stitches, we're going to do a double crochet. Okay. So in each stitch, let's do a double crochet, guys. Should look something like this. Okay. I think that's my stomach that just growled. Oh my god. Not cool. Alright, so you want to keep doing this same pattern till you get to the end of your other 15 stitches. When you get to the middle, you're going to do a double in each stitch. Okay. Alright, as you can see, this is what it's going to look like for now. You're already doing your doubles in this middle, so like I was stating, each stitch you want to do your double. You do not have to chain one. And we're going to continue to go. When you get to this corner, I would advise you guys to put one in this corner right here, so it won't be a gap. So I always put one in that corner. It's going to be a little tough, but trust me. Oh, Jesus. Okay. You have 2 right there. Okay, so it won't be a gap. Now let's go ahead. Start with your chain. You see, I got this. All right, and we're still going to finish this off on this side. All right, so we are at the end, guys. And this is what it should look like. Now I'm gonna go back back to this end with single crochet to just to get a finished look, a nice finished clean look, and then we'll be done. And I'm gonna show you how to do your crisscross in the back, and you will need a button. I forgot to mention that you will need a button for this top. So when you connect it, the back is a button. So you need a button, okay? So as I stated, we're going to do a single stitch. Okay, so we're going to just go in, come out, pull through. Okay, so we go in, come out. You got two on the hook. You want to grab and just pull through. Okay, so we're going to do all of our singlets going across the top row of this. Okay. Okay, so when you get to that end, you're gonna cut it and you're gonna bring that through. I'm gonna just tie that off, okay, guys? But before you tie it off, me, I normally need to go through a stitch. Before I tie it off, I like to go through a few of my stitches and then I'll tie it off so I can know for sure it's secured. Okay. Sometimes I might get a little torch for the ends to stay like that. Not to where it's getting black, but a little yellowish, as you can see. It's a little yellowish, but you might not can see it. But yes, I'm just flattening it out like that, and it gives me a nice clean look. Do that to my same piece of thread that's hanging out over here. I'm gonna go through a stitch, bring that in, go through another stitch. I'm gonna go through one stitch to take it to the back. Okay. Give it a little bit of torch. Two. So it has a little torch, and as you can see, it looks good. Okay. So that's our finishing look for the top. Top is done. Nice clean look, okay? And I have my 9 rows of the decrease at the top. Now we have our 8 at the bottom. What we're going to do now is we're going to make our chain so we can do our crisscross at the back. Okay, so we can do our crisscross at the back. And then I'm going to have a button. I'm going to get a button. And I'm going to sew the button. What you want to do is get a little small button or medium size. Even if you have a crochet, like a hook, some jewelry to hook it and clip it, you can do that as well. But I would say a button because it'd be more secure and they give it that neck hold choke that it needs. Okay, so I'm going to sew a button right here. And then we're going to do our stitch in the back. And like you see another thread hanging out, I'm going to go in, bring that through, go back in, bring that out, back in, bring that through, back in, bring that out. And I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to torch that in, like I was telling you guys. Torch it to make sure it doesn't come up. I'm so sorry, guys. My son coming in from outside with his friends. He's so loud. Really, he's always loud. Okay, so this right here on the end, as you can see, where we started off to do our decrease at the top. Okay, I still have that. I'm gonna clean that up and take that, and I'll be back so we can go ahead and do our chains, okay, as well for our crisscross in the back. So we're gonna go ahead and chain 250. You want to chain 250 chains for this crisscross in the back. If you want that a little bit longer, I'll say 300 to 350. It's perfect as well. I don't want mine too long, but I want it to fit enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 250 chains for my back as well. Okay. So after you do your chains, and before you do your chain, you just want to do it like I started, like we all start off with a regular slip knot. Because we got regular slip knot, so we're gonna just start chaining our 250. If you want it longer, like I said, you can do up to 300, 350. It'd be perfect as well, real nice and pretty, and not too long. It might be mid-size, like hanging in your back, if that's what you would like to prefer. This is gonna actually hit just right on my back. So we done chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm ready to chain all my chains, 150, 250, and I'm gonna meet you back at the stopping point. All right, y'all, so I am done with my chain, okay? Now, I went ahead and did a chain of 250. Like I stated, if you want to do more, you can. This is long enough for my back. What we're going to do is this first loop back here. First row, starting point. This is where we're going to go ahead and slip in our chain. Okay. Got that first one in there. What we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and do this row as well, because we're going to do the zigzag method. I feel like it holds better. Okay, so we have our long, super long chain. Let's go ahead and make sure it's straight, it's all even. Alright, so we're going to take the end of this. What we're going to do is we got our back. Okay, just like we're doing the zigzag method. Make sure your ends is even at the bottom of the shirt. So that's even. So we have this in the back, alright? We have our first loop. Now let's go ahead. I'll make sure that don't turn. So alright, so we're gonna use this side and we're gonna go over here in this next row. So I'm going to take it from the back and bring it in. Yep, just like that. I'm going to do crisscross. Next row, we're going to do the same. Take it in this for the second row. And go ahead and do this like that. And so you see how it's crisscrossing? So that's exactly what I want. Type of effect. We're going to take this one and we're going to come over here. And I actually want to go under like this. So you're going to do under like this, cross it, and do the same row like that, and then we're going to go from the back. Okay, so we're going to take this and then go to our next row, which is right here. So, alright, got this right here. Okay. Yeah, on this next row, you're going in from the back. So, you're going to do from the top. Bring that through. And that's all you want to do, y'all, is just crisscross it. I like the crisscross method just because it stays in. I mean, it stays on your body. It hugs and fits me the way I need it to fit. And I notice on my customers, my clients, it fits them the same as well. Give me that nice extra pull, and you don't have to do it to all your shirts. You can even add a zipper, you know, in the lining area, zipper, and you even zip it up, button it up, buttons, like, because that's what we're doing to the top. Remember, we're going to put a button right here at the top. So finish this, and I'm going to meet you at the top, okay, guys? All right, so we are done with this, guys. The top, of course. Let's go ahead and do our back. So I done already knitted the first chain, which is going to be your very first stitch, very first loops in the front. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to do this crisscross. We're going to do our count. We're going to do 1, 2, 3 stitch over here. Okay. Alright. Okay, and then go on this other side. We don't want to pull our back string too much. We're going to do the same and go across. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do the 1, 2, 3 and put it in the third one. The next ones we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, put it in the fourth one. Okay. I just want my top to be a little bit closer. All right. So let's go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put it in this fourth one. All right, we stitch that one, but yes. So this is how it's gonna look. Okay, that's how the back should be looking right now. And then you should have 2 stitches left, 1, 2, before you get your niche. So you got these 2 left. You can go ahead and do it in this last one. Alright, so you see that back. Okay, the way that looks. Okay, so we're down to our niche holes now. So we're gonna count 3. 1, 2, 3. Do it on that third one. Grab our next. Pull through. Okay. Next side. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And you're gonna have 1 left at the end. You're gonna have that 1 left at the end, so you go ahead and just that in there at the end. This one, of course, is going to go over here. And this one going to go on, of course, down here. Alright, so as you can see, we have the end done, okay? You see how the end, you want to put your loops, your straps on the end, the last ones, okay? Alright, so you want to go ahead and get that a nice tie. Alright, so I think that's good. Give that a little nice tie right there. And now we're going to get this top so we can button it. So what we're going to do is get a button. What we're going to do is get some thread. And you don't even have to have thread. You can use your yarn. Okay, if you have a needle, use your yarn. And what we're going to do is we're going to sew a button right here. So let's go ahead and get the button and I'll be back to show you. Alright, yeah, so I just took a small piece of my yarn string, put it in my needle so I can sew my button on the back of this, okay? Yeah, let's get that button on. Go back. What I'm doing is I'm crisscrossing. As I put them in, as I'm threading it, I like to crisscross my button. You don't have to worry about tightening it up just yet. Just make sure you got it on there, rest in place, and then you can worry about tightening it up. Like now, we're gonna start pulling. Tighten that up. I'll go across here. Through. Okay. that's on there. But I'm gonna go back in and double it. So I'm gonna get another piece of yarn. Make a small thin one like this. So I go back in. Now this one I go back in and double my button. Now this is my choice. You guys don't have to do this if you guys don't want to. Alright, so we are done with this, guys. As you can see, I have the strings is back here. I'm going to cut them. And just do a little bit of side. Just a little bit. Okay. Give it that back finish. There we go with that. So we are done with our buttons on. Now you guys can see, okay? That nice button on there. And we can just take this. We didn't make a buttonhole because we didn't need to, which is awesome. Because little you guys know, through these different holes and straps, you can adjust the size. So say this is too loose right here, you can adjust it to like the next one or the next one. So I like this type of method and pattern as well. Okay, so the buttons on there. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. Buttons on there. Like I said, you can adjust the size if you need to. So that top is done. Okay, and we already did our back. Just our crisscross. So we did our top with the buddy. Top with the buttons done. It's so gorgeous. And then we have our back. We have our back is done. So this is what it actually looks like, guys. Okay. Okay, actually nice, super cute, easy to make. Didn't take us that long, okay? Okay, guys, final and finished product. I like it. I got the niche at the top. You see where we did our decrease. Like I said, it's very important where you start on the side where you can have that V shape going up. Now, if you guys don't like the neck part, then you can do just a simple single. You don't have to do this thick part if you don't like it. But it looks good. This is a size medium small. Okay. Hope you guys love this video. Come back for more. I'm going to be throwing out more videos so we can get some things done. Things I don't think and believe in taking forever, but trust me, it's products where you're going to take your time. It's going to be a long process, but I kind of like the short, simple processes, and it still be cute. But I hope you guys enjoy. Like and subscribe. Look out for some more videos coming from Closet Couture. Love you guys. Bless. Peacings.